Did you choose this beanie for tonight because it's wine colored?
I'm gonna say yes because it goes, but I actually did not. But we'll say yeah. This is my Merlot beanie.
It's
So
a Merlot beanie.
yeah. Welcome to Viggy Talks, a conversation show about the creative things that inspire us each and every day. My guest today also comes from New York and is a fellow ukulele player as well as vocalist. She is the creator of Ukulele Wine Time and Ukulele Kat for Kids over on YouTube and Instagram. Please give it up for my friend Kathryn. Hi, Kathryn.
Hi, Viggy.
How you
Thanks for
doing
having
today?
me.
Yes, of course. I had to have the fellow New Yorkers represent. How you doing today?
Oh man, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it's good to represent New York. And yeah, I'm good. I'm annoyed that it's still cold.
Me too. Me too. I look like I'm dressed for like the winter, but like
I feel like we all shed our like winter like lining and then it got warm and then it got cold again and now we're all wimps. I don't know. That's
yes.
what happened to me.
Yeah, I think so. I went outside today and it was gorgeously sunny out. And I was like, what a good day. I put shorts on. I walked outside. I was so cold. It was like 48 degrees. I was like, no, the sun's not allowed to be this out if it's going to be that
I
cold. I
know.
can't.
I know.
So yeah, I have to agree. I guess I'm a little annoyed now too because of that. But we're gonna have good vibes from here on out, so that's okay.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
cool. Well, thank you for being on here. I'm very excited to ask you some questions about our favorite four-stringed friend, which is going to segue into my first question here. I ask everybody right off the bat the end-all be-all question of our musician is why did you pick the ukulele, or since you play a wide variety of instruments, what was it about music that you were so drawn to? What made you want to kind of pursue a career in music, and more specifically, what was it about the ukulele that you got drawn to?
Yeah, yeah, great question. So I started playing the ukulele back in college, and I was studying voice, particularly jazz studies at the University of North Texas. And this is in Denton, Texas, which is a great little part of the world if you ever visit Texas. And I think I was like a freshman or a sophomore, and I'm a piano player. I'm a vocalist who plays piano, so I was accompanying myself a lot on keys, and I was getting more into songwriting. And the way I was playing on the piano um, wasn't quite fitting the vibe that I wanted to
Mm.
write for myself, and I tended to be kind of more mellow. And I was like, oh, I really want to play a string instrument. And I just went to the music store one day and I bought actually like a really nice ukulele. I just kind of out of the blue, it was an Oscar Schmidt tenor, and I still
Oh
have
wow.
it's a great instrument. I still have it, I still play it. And I taught myself, and then I started writing songs on the ukulele. And like no one I knew in you know college was playing it or anything. It wasn't yeah, and I think I even played it for like one song on a like we had these performances every semester, like these vocal forums. I think I even like played an original song like with ukuleles, playing and singing there.
Oh cool.
Um, but yeah, so I went to music school. I started playing music when I was probably 5, started taking piano. I was in band, I played the clarinet.
Nice.
Um, yeah. And then I joined choir, which I really loved. And then I was in like band and choir and theater. I was like one of those
Oh
kids
wow. Hmm.
um, in high school. And then I was in marching band, which Texas is a really big marching band
Oh
state.
hell yeah, yeah. Did you play clarinet in marching band?
I did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I played tenor saxophone for 2 years in marching band, and then I was the drum major for the last two. So fellow
No. You
fellow
were a drum
band nerd.
major?
Yeah.
Okay, as a fellow band nerd, I'm like, "That's so cool," but everyone else is probably like, "That's not that cool."
I know
But
they're
I think
like,
that's so cool.
thank you. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Yeah,
It's really cool.
you're kind of the lead band nerd, I guess, but it was still pretty cool.
That's
We got to come up
awesome.
with our own salutes and stuff, which was fun.
That's so cool. Yeah, marching band was really fun. And I was I don't think you could like ever hear the clarinets on the field. Um, but yeah, that was a super fun experience. And I just had really good music teachers. You know, there's
Yeah.
some states that just have really strong music programs, and
Mhm.
Texas is one of those states. And I just have had a badass choir teacher. I had badass band teachers, and they really inspired me. And my choir teacher was the one who kind of helped me find the direction that I went in. And she suggested North Texas, which is an awesome music school. Um, and I had like never heard of it. And so she encouraged me to go there,
Right.
which I did. So yeah, just thankful for these um, you know, teachers in my life. And I went to North Texas. Um, and I also studied abroad in Spain while I was there,
Ooh, very
which is a
cool.
fun fact about me. So I kind of have this other vein of music that I kind of got into from that trip. And then I got my master's degree. Um, I don't know how to end my sentence there.
That's okay.
Yeah.
What kind of musical influences did you take from being in Spain? Were you kind of inspired by a lot of like Spanish style, almost like guitar playing translated into like ukulele playing, maybe some kind of like flamenco type stuff? Or I saw you mention somewhere that you're a big bossa nova guy. You really like the kind of like bossa nova, like Portuguese type stuff. So did you get that from your studies abroad?
No, I got that from college in North Texas.
Oh,
I
cool.
really discovered a love for Brazilian music there. And it's kind of, especially bossa nova, it has a close relationship with jazz.
Hmm.
So when you're learning all these jazz tunes, like Brazilian stuff kind of naturally creeps in. And you know, like the history of bossa nova is kind of intertwined with jazz players. Um, but and I had this one professor at school. He actually just passed away recently in the past year, but his name is John Murphy, really great, incredible professor. And he wrote a book about Brazilian music, and he like
Oh,
went
cool.
there and lived in Brazil and like brought his family there for a year. So it was really cool to learn from him while I was in school. And then in Spain, I kind of continued that
Hmm.
interest, but I did, it's funny you mentioned flamenco. I did take a flamenco class while I was there,
Oh,
and I
cool.
sang in a flamenco group, which was like so wild and so cool.
Wow.
And the rhythms, like the rhythms are just, I'm sure if I reviewed them I could remember them, but they're just really, really cool and really interesting.
That is so cool. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I love that. I've always wanted to study abroad to kind of get right. Everyone knows you study abroad to get immersed in like the culture and stuff like that, but specifically the music, like being so hands-on with like other musicians and seeing how they approach instruments on like an international level is always so cool to me. So that's so cool that you got that experience both abroad and then also just right at home at your college. Your professor was into that stuff and wrote a whole book on it. So that's freaking cool. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So I want to ask you about both Ukulele Wine Time as well as Ukulele Cat for Kids. So Wine Time came first, and I know this was a long project for you that you wanted to do for years and years. And this kind of started as sort of like a pandemic project, right? You kind of you harnessed the time given by the universe that we're all locked down to kind of put good out into the world and use your time to educate others on how to play, which I think is really special. I did the same kind of thing. I also kind of fell into this kind of like online educator platform because of the pandemic. Wanting to kind of starting out by just messing around and then kind of falling in this teacher position. So, what has your experience been like, kind of teaching people on like a social platform like Instagram? I guess YouTube in a way, but more so on like these kind of smaller scale videos, right? Um, with your education background, how has it been applying some of that stuff to like the digital age, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So first of all, so my husband and I started our business, which is a music studio, during the pandemic.
Oh, cool.
So we have a teaching studio where we teach locally, and then we also teach virtually. But ukulele wine time was actually not a pandemic project. It was a postpartum baby project
Oh.
for me, which I almost think is even cooler. But did I play? Yeah. So um if you have small kids, or if you are a parent, especially mothers, that especially in your children's very early years, that you give so much of yourself to your kids, which of course is amazing and joyful and like the best experience of my life. But you also lose a big sense of self. And
Mm.
especially for me as a very creative person, I was really, really, really missing this creative part of me. So I have 2 kids. My son just turned 4, and my daughter is 21 months, so she's almost 2. And so after she was born, I was just like, I gotta do this project.
Right, right.
But you're right. This was an idea that my husband and I came up with in Brooklyn, like I don't know, like 6 or 7 years ago. We were like, oh my gosh, ukulele one time, it's the best. It's the
Yes!
best.
I don't have wine, but I have my coffee with me, so I cheers.
Cheers. Like it's the best combination. And then I really so I was teaching music in Brooklyn, and I just found that I love teaching adults. So I had a lot of adult voice students. Um as adults, we can be so hard on ourselves. Do you
Hmm.
know what I mean, when we're learning a new thing?
Oh, absolutely.
And so these adults who were coming to play music, whether it was like, my husband Steven's guitar students or my voice students, they would come in and they would like kind of berate themselves a little bit. And so part of what I really love to do with my students is to help them kind of calm some of those inner demons. You know what I mean? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, they feel like they're grown and they have to be good at it right away, but you don't. And they feel like, oh, I should practice hours a day. And I'm like, practice 5 minutes a day.
Right, exactly.
And I'm trying to help them unlock this creativity, um, and just give them more confidence. So the teaching style that I have, um, kind of centers around that, with kids and adults. Actually, I want people to feel really good. So many people grew up with the piano teacher who was so mean and
Right.
made you feel like shit if you didn't practice.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, so just kind of turning that around and being like, it's music, it's communal, it should be fun, and just taking some of that pressure away. Um, and then as far as, posting, oh man, it's I don't know what to post most of the time. I probably see that's where I'm like, I need to calm and go back to my but I also like to stay in the beginner arena
Hmm.
when I'm teaching ukulele, because there's so many great teachers out there. But I will talk about music theory all day, and I love music theory, but I love to make it fun and accessible. And I think it's so important. Um, like, so when I'm teaching a song, like, you gotta talk about what key it's in.
Right.
Um, or like the time signature. So I try to make those things accessible. So I kind of apply, music theory and then that fun, creative confidence to that's what I'm hoping I'm putting out there. So
Oh, absolutely. I think you put all of that out there and more. I think something as dense as like music theory can be, right, to someone who doesn't have that musical experience behind them, music theory can sound like really daunting and really kind of like scary. So, I love your approach to it, how you explain time signatures and key signatures and stuff like that. It's very inviting, and you explain it in such an easygoing way that makes something that's so kind of sounds impossible to understand, like so palatable, and like you could hold it in your hands and be like, "Oh, I get it. This is it's like a little baby bird. I understand."
it's a
You know,
little baby bird.
it's a little baby bird.
You gotta let it fly.
Yeah, you gotta let it fly. Now, probably a more important question than the one I just asked, is of course you love to pair the ukulele with your wine of choice. So do you have, what is your favorite pairing of both uke and wine? Give me some,
Mm.
what are some matchups? What are the what's the wine I should have with my dinner? You know, what are we thinking?
Oh, this is an excellent question. Why have I never thought of this before?
Oh no.
Oh, oh yeah, like wine, what wine pairs with this
Yes, that's what I'm
ukulele?
saying.
Okay, but the funny thing is I'm not by any means any sort of wine expert.
Right.
And when I started this, I wanted to have more stuff about wine, and then it kind of like tapered off, and now I don't know. But I would still like to learn more about wine, and I would love to like, I don't know, maybe have some segments on there. But okay. So, well, let me start with what I'm drinking now, because this is my favorite new wine.
Cool.
And I got it from my local wine shop, and shout out to Eliza Starbuck. That's her name. She's amazing. um flower cup wines. But she okay, so I do a local sip and strum class,
Hmm.
and it's on Main Street in our little village, and she picks the wines for our class.
Oh, awesome.
And so she had this one, and so this one's called Elbling, and
Elb-
it's apparently the oldest German grape.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a German white wine, and I don't even know anything about it other than it's an old German grape, but it's like a little bit effervescent, and
Oh,
it's
cool.
very classy and very dry and very delicious. So this one pairs with my favorite ukulele, my Kala tenor.
Oh, beautiful.
Those definitely, yes.
Two classy gals, right? That three classy gals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Thank
right.
you. Yeah.
That's right.
So
Um,
pretty. It's
oh, this is
the gloss finish that just adds that extra level of class on there.
you
So,
know it. Yeah.
mhm.
I love this question though. I gotta think about that though for this one. Man, I mean, maybe champagne I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's giving
know,
like that New Year's vibe. Like so
yeah.
yeah, I would think maybe like a champagne or something, something
Or
sparkly.
like a chilled red, like a summer chilled red.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That is the end of my statement.
Awesome. In terms of your style of playing, your vocal approach to songs and stuff like that, how you kind of come up with your own arrangements, who would you say are some of your biggest inspirations, both musically, or is it solely come from the teachers that you've had as you kind of went through your musical journey through college and stuff, or is there a certain artist or style that you like to kind of emulate when you go about arranging songs and making them your own?
Mm, question of my life. Because
Right.
I'm in this place right now as an artist. So I also have an album that I recorded a long time ago. But I'm just kind of getting into the place right now where I'm booking more stuff like as an artist.
Oh, awesome.
Um and I'm kind of grappling with um how to present myself as an artist,
Right.
because I do all this Brazilian music, and right now I'm in talks to like do this really cool Brazilian concert with a Brazilian guitar player.
Cool.
Um and then so like that's definitely a big element of what I do. But then I have like I'm very inspired by kind of the Americana genre, and there's a bunch of singers that I just absolutely adore. Like I grew up listening to Bonnie Raitt,
Hmm.
and she's incredible, and she just won a Grammy and is awesome. So she's
Yeah.
still like such a badass. But she's definitely a big influence of mine, both, as a vocalist, and then the sounds that she and her band make. So that's a thread. Yeah, so it's like a lot of different textures. So and there's like some folk singer songwriter elements in there too. And so then the stuff I write is kind of a different thing. Um So I'm kind of putting all of those together because they're me. And that's like the common thread. So it's like Brazilian with this Americana, kind of classic Americana vibe. There's my baby crying. And then yeah, like the kind of more folky singer-songwriter vibe.
That is so cool. Sometimes it's that magical hodgepodge of genres that creates your own style, right? Is getting these influences from all different places. So that's so
Yeah.
cool. I love that.
Yeah.
And that's cool. So it's like the instrumentally Brazilian, but almost lyrically kind of like a folk type of thing, or like Americana. That's really something special. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Working on it.
yeah. Kathryn, have you prepared a song for us today? Please let us know what song it is and why you picked it.
Great. So I'm glad you asked me about all the Brazilian stuff because I did choose a Brazilian bossa nova song for us today. It's called Este Seu Olhar, and it's by Jabim. And I put it in a new key today. So this is my my work in progress, and I actually learned a new chord for this one. What did I learn? An F sharp 7 sharp 5 chord for this song.
Ooh. How do we play that one?
Hold on, let me go here. Okay, so we've got second finger, third fret. Okay, let me start over here.
Okay, so like an F, and then
Yeah, an F and then down.
yep.
And then okay, yeah, and then ring finger on the 4th fret.
Cool.
C string. And
pinky
then
on the...
pinky on the 5th fret, A string.
That is deliciously crunchy. I like
Yeah.
it. Nice. Oh,
And
so it's like a regular F sharp 7, but you just kick that pinky out.
there you go.
Awesome.
That nice sharp 5 sound in there. And I love the Brazilian. I love playing Brazilian songs too because they have so many diminished chords, and I feel like we're always like, when we're teaching music theory and we're like going through, we're like, oh, the major chord and the minor chord, and then the 7 chord, that one's diminished. Don't worry about that one. And diminished chord always gets so much shit, and you're just like, no, like they're so beautiful, and when they're in this context, especially, like, it's the best sound. It's so beautiful.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love me some diminished chords. I like I'm not gonna remember the names of any of these, but I think F diminished is oh, that's at the 1st fret, right? I think.
Yeah, this is F diminished 7.
Yeah. When I was in music theory class, we were taught that the diminished chords sound like the chords that they play in silent movies when people are tied to the train tracks.
Yes.
Like it totally sounds like someone's like, help! And the train's coming.
In Rocky and Bullwinkle, where they're like tied to the
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Totally.
But really cool. I can't wait to hear some of these diminished chords in action.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Este seu olhar, quando encontra o meu, fala de umas coisas que eu não posso acreditar. Doce sonhar e pensar que você gosta de mim como eu de você, mas a ilusão quando se desfaz dói no coração de quem sonhou demais.
Maracas. Ooh, that F sharp 7 sharp 5. That's cool. It's a cool chord.
That is such a cool chord. Oh my god, I loved it. You're so right about the context of those diminished chords within the bossa nova genre. It's just it's delicious.
Yeah, like the E, or what one did I really love? Oh yeah, so the first 3 chords are, it's D major 7,
Can we
then
have
going
this
to
bad boy?
oh yeah, that's a A7 flat 9.
Awesome.
Well, the thing that's cool also on the ukulele, if you're playing Brazilian music, these chords, I imagine, are much tougher on the guitar, right? Because you've got more strings. But many of these diminished chords like double. Like I'll like this is a diminished chord, and then it's also A7 flat 9. It's just because they share whichever notes they share.
Right.
So yeah, the first 3 chords, you've got a D major 7, and then an E flat diminished 7, and E minor. That just sounds so good.
I'm licking my lips at these chords.
And then to an F diminished 7. I just love the chord movement.
Oh, that is what a treat. Thank you for sharing that song. I loved it. It's so deliciously groovy. I love it. I've been playing around with kind of the bossa nova vibe also recently. I did a cover of Come As You Are, but I kind of like grooved it out a little more, especially with that like bass line riff going on. And it did really, really well. A lot of people really received it well, and they said they really liked it. So I think,
Cool.
yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of play around with genres a little more with my arrangements, which wasn't something I've always done or kind of felt, I guess, brave enough to experiment with. But I'm been really digging the bossa nova, so I think I'll definitely do that more. And now, after hearing you, I'm only more inspired. So that was awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'll have to go listen to that cover.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Cool. We are now going into the back half of this interview, and we're gonna do 5 faves. So I will be asking you your 5 favorite things. They are and aren't music related, just so we can learn more about what makes Kathryn so jiggy. I'm throwing you in with my thing. So your first one will be, what is your favorite film?
What is my favorite film? Okay, wait. I have my notes. Okay, wait.
Oh, cool.
So there's also this thing when you're a mom that your brain is just broken. And like, I was like, what is my favorite movie? And I couldn't think of like a single movie. Okay, so I'm also a very indecisive person. So I have 2.
Totally cool. That's totally fine.
So the first one that I thought of was Life Aquatic,
Oh my god, awesome!
which I love that movie. That's a movie that I'm just like, I will always watch that movie. And then and then I was thinking about it, I was like, oh my gosh, then it's got Seu Jorge in it, the Brazilian, it's got the Brazilian music in it.
Yeah.
And I just love Bill Murray. And then my other favorite movie that I put was Lost in Translation.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I lived in Brooklyn for a while, and I was always like, I gotta run into Bill Murray, but I never did.
I know he's been kind of popping up recently. There's videos of him just kind of like doing like street things on the street. There's one where he was singing like something. He was singing like "Man of La Mancha" with like an orchestra, just like on the side of the road, and like that's just so Bill Murray of him.
Very Bill Murray.
But, yeah. Oh wow, Life Aquatic. That's one of Wes Anderson's, I think, he's all style. I mean, he just exudes style with all his movies. But like color-wise, it's one of his most vibrant. I love all the costumes, and they have the special shoes. Everyone has the matching shoes and the hats and stuff.
Yeah.
So, oh, I love that one. I didn't think you were gonna say that one. That one surprised me. I love that movie. Big Wes Anderson fan. Have you seen the trailer for his new movie?
No. See, I don't know anything that's happening. My dog is barking. He's he also loves Life Aquatic, so
Oh,
that's
awesome.
what he's saying.
So your second favorite now will be, what is your favorite book?
So I again have 2 because I can't decide.
Again,
But
totally cool.
I have been getting to read more because again, when you're a parent, you're just sleep deprived all the time.
Right.
But also having kids is the best thing ever. But I've just actually gotten to a great place where I'm like practicing more and reading more. And I picked up Big Magic again off my bookshelf by Elizabeth Gilbert.
Mhm.
And I was like, is this a weird book to say that's my favorite book? But I love it because if you're feeling down on your creativity, she just shoves you right back in and it's
Mhm.
awesome. And I need that little push sometimes.
Yeah.
Um, and I love her message of like whatever you feel in your heart that you want to do, it's like the world needs that.
I love that.
And that's yeah, and then she like it's great. So if you ever need a little creative like pep talk, that's a great book to pick up. And then I was searching my mind for fiction books, which I want to read more fiction books. I've just been reading nonfiction. But the last one I can remember that was just like phenomenal was All the Light We Cannot See.
Oh,
You ever
cool.
read that book?
Mm-mm.
It's just a lovely, beautiful, beautiful book. It's
Oh, awesome.
yeah.
It's fiction. It's a
It's fiction and it's during World War II and there is a blind girl living in Paris and then her story intersects with this boy and it's just a really beautiful, lovely story about the twists and turns of their lives. I don't remember a lot of it, so I should probably go read it again. But that was in my mind. I was like that book. Yeah.
Mhm. That's so cool. I really like that. I like my book section because I like to hear about like what other people are reading. I kind of just read I'm a big horror book guy. I read a little bit of Stephen King, but I actually my favorite book, new favorite book of all time. Just kidding. I also have two because I can't pick.
See,
But
it's hard to yeah.
yeah. Um, More recently though is The Stepford Wives by Ira Levin. I read the book because I'm a gigantic fan of the original movie, not the one with Nicole Kidman. I will never refer to that one. That one is I don't like that one.
Oh, okay, okay.
But there's an original one from 1975 that's very faithful to the book, and the book is just it's incredible. It's a really slow, nuanced, like kind of psychological thriller type thing. I really, really love it. And then before I recently read that and got in love with all of Stepford and stuff, my favorite book for a really long time was I Am Legend by Richard Matheson. Um, Again, not talking about the Will Smith movie. I don't like the remakes. Artist or song. It could be the same person, or if it's different, you could give both those answers. Whatever it is right now, because I know if you asked me who my favorite artist was today, and then also yesterday, I'd give you 4 different answers. So,
Mm.
whatever you're feeling in this moment, whatever you've been listening to, or whatever, something like that.
Oh, cool. I like the right now. That's helpful because
Yeah.
it's a hard question. Yeah, so I mentioned Bonnie Raitt. I mean, she's yeah, all-time kind of favorite, but right now, honestly, I've been listening to so much Brandy Carlisle.
Oh, cool.
She's just awesome. Her voice is amazing. She's an amazing person. She makes amazing music. I love her songs. Her story is incredible. And just every time I've never seen her live. I would love to go see her live, but she's just the way she performs, she's just incredible. So, oh, and she has a wine company. So,
There you go. She's got the wine crud right there.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, definitely we've been listening to a lot of Brandy Carlisle.
Super cool. Is she another one of your kind of musical influences, you think, or is that just something you just totally like to just chill and listen to?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Like she's much more of a like powerhouse. Well, no, she does. so many different things, like her, her voice. So I would say yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Do you have a favorite song of hers that you like?
Um, oh, I was trying to remember the title of it. When I may not be around this time tomorrow. Not on your own. I think it's just called This Time Tomorrow. That is one that I'm really loving right now. It's just this like very introspective, sweet little simple song, but it's great. And then of course, I don't know, there's so many, but I'll choose that one. If she sings like ah, and then if I sing or like someone else, like if she just sings a very simple thing, it's just like goosebumps. And it could be the simplest thing. And I've been thinking about that a lot when I listen to her and I think about songwriting as well.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Nice. I have no other thoughts on that.
That's okay.
No, that was awesome.
Okay, I have the perfect answer because it's the perfect food.
Awesome.
It is a New York bagel, an everything bagel with scallion cream cheese and lox.
You
You
so
could
big.
you could have a tomato slice if you want. You don't have to, but if you're feeling it that day, you can. And capers, and then very thinly sliced. Finn is agreeing. I don't know if you hear barking. Yes, lox everything bagel with scallion cream cheese. Is
That's
there
a
anything better? Like
that's a bougie sandwich. That's pretty bougie. I won't lie, you did lose me at the lox because I'm not a lox guy. Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, you were like into it. Okay, I lost you at lox. Okay, that's okay. You just give me your lox. That's cool.
I'll just give it to you.
Okay, what's your perfect bagel?
Okay. A bit simple, but rock with it. It's an egg bagel with
Mhm.
with vegetable cream cheese. But the kicker is that I need like 1.5 inches of vegetable cream cheese. I
Yes.
need there to be more cream cheese than bagel in order for me to enjoy it.
The cream cheese ratio is no joke. You have to, yes.
Yeah, I need it to be that I bite into it and half of it falls out. Like that
Yes.
is the bagel for me. Um, if you are not from New York and you're watching this and you're like, that seems like an ungodly amount of cream cheese that you would want on a bagel, you got to come here and you
They don't know. Yeah.
don't
You
know.
gotta
They don't
come
know. Like
experience
don't knock it till you try it.
it.
No, that is so cool. So everything bagel with scallion cream cheese, lox. And you said tomato and then also capers on that?
Yes.
That
Like a slice of tomato and then capers. You could just stop at the lox and scallion cream cheese, and that would also be great.
Are you a bacon, egg, and cheese guy? Do you, or you're just usually just cream cheese? So that's a different question then. What's your bacon, egg, and cheese order? Egg sandwich.
I don't eat bacon, although I agree that it is very delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I did. Okay.
This
I
is
remember-
where it
Listen,
gets good. Is we're talking
this
about
is
egg
where we get
sandwiches.
into the important details.
Yeah.
I did order a Bloody Mary recently, and it came with a slice of bacon in it. And I was like, I'm not gonna not eat the bacon. So I did eat that piece of bacon because I was like, why does my Bloody Mary have bacon? But it was very good.
Right.
No, I'm an egg, so I would get egg and cheese. Egg and cheese. Yeah.
Mhm. On a bagel or on a roll?
Oh, if you're in New York, on a roll. On a
Yeah,
roll.
it's gotta be.
On the roll. Yeah.
I usually go. Now I have two answers to this as well because my second one is so hyper specific. But my regular order is just keep it simple. I do bacon, egg, cheese on a roll. Scrambled eggs. I like cheddar cheese though instead of American. So I always like
Oh,
to
same.
specify.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I always specify cheddar cheese, and then I don't like my bacon too crispy. I like it to have a little bit, like a little bit of chew, so that it's a little something in there. You know, it's a little bit of a meat. Because if you get
Okay.
the bacon too
Mhm.
crispy, then it's just like crunchy dust. So,
Yeah, I hear that.
no, I like it a little chewy still, but still good. And then you gotta go salt, pepper, ketchup. You just gotta.
Amazing.
But I used to work my first job. I worked at a breakfast place, and it was like a breakfast like brunch kind of restaurant type thing. So we had egg sandwiches on the menu, and I worked there for probably like 9 months, and I tried every combo that you could ever make on an egg sandwich. I built the perfect sandwich. So this is my Jiggy with Viggy's signature egg sandwich.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
So soft scrambled eggs is the number one.
Okay.
So immediately, if I go to a deli and order this, they're going to tell me to get the fuck out. They're going to be like,
Right.
I'm not soft scrambling your eggs. Cheese, we got to go cheddar. So that's where the cheddar cheese thing came from. Now, here's where it gets crazy. And this is going to get weird. Canadian bacon. So that's my bacon, egg, and my cheese. Now, the craziest part here is that we're going to put all this on a croissant.
Oh.
And you're going to butter the croissant before you put everything else on it.
Oh.
And when I tell you that this sandwich could make me happier than anything else in the whole world ever could, it's that good. I
That
used to
sounds
get
amazing.
so
Okay,
good.
which one is bougier though? The croissant, Canadian bacon, soft scrambled bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lox with
The lox with the...
cheaper?
Get in the comments. Let me know. Which one do you think is the more bougie sandwich? So our final question here today is your favorite hobby.
Great question. I gotta go hiking. Yeah,
Excellent.
I live in the woods. It's one reason why we left New York City to move to where I live in the Hudson Valley. So yeah, definitely hiking with my dog, with my family. A hobby I really want to have is stand-up paddleboard.
Oh,
I
wow.
bought myself one on super sale last summer, and I got to use it like twice before the season ended, because you have to like get a pass, like New York
Yeah.
State, you have to get a sticker.
Mhm.
But you know what's really cool? I bought the Kala Waterman ukulele
Yeah.
for my daughter, who's like a little tiny toddler, and it's waterproof. And on the little carrying case is a stand-up paddleboard.
Oh my
So
god.
you know, this summer at some point I'm gonna have my little
You gotta have it on the board with the thing. That's perfect.
Exactly. Yeah. So is that my new hobby? Probably, but well, time will tell.
Yeah, I think that'll be your new hobby. You make that your new hobby. That's gonna
Yeah.
be your hobby of the summer.
Yeah.
I love hiking too. Do you just kind of go hiking? I know you have woods in your backyard. Do you just like those trails, or do you have like a national park of choice or hiking trail of choice that you kind of like to go to a lot?
I haven't gotten to do some of the longer, more like famous hikes in my area just because I have little kids and
Right.
it's hard to, but it's hard to get away, but they've been hiking with us, which has been really, really lovely.
That's
So yeah,
awesome.
half the time I'm just hiking in my backyard. I've got a trail back there. And then I mean there's like so many different trailheads in my area. So I have a couple that I love, and then we try to do a new one um every so often. And I want to explore more in the Hudson Valley. I don't know, it's just like a hiker outdoor person paradise.
And you're so close to the water too over there that like there's just the landscapes once you get to any kind of trailhead and start walking into those woods. It's just got to be gorgeous up there.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, it is.
That's way cool. I did a 10-mile hike once. I think last summer, maybe 2 summers ago now. Yeah, it was a 10-mile loop. I forget the name of it, but it was pretty intense. We were like up and down hills constantly, and we actually went a mile the wrong direction to start before we even got to the entrance. So it was kind of turned into like 12. But by the end of it, I was like, I did it!
I know, doesn't it feel awesome? It feels
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
I get why people do it now. Like, I totally get it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to roll out the red carpet to you, Kathryn. Let us know where we can find you on the internet. What socials do you have? What are you up to next? All that good stuff.
So you can find me at Ukulele Wine Time on Instagram and YouTube. So YouTube, I post song tutorials and then other practice resources for beginners, like 5-minute practice exercises, and then some of that really fun music theory that we were talking about earlier. So you can check me out there. And then as well as Instagram. I don't really do TikTok that much. Maybe I should, I don't know. And then I'm super excited. Also, my husband and I just launched Ukulele Kat, K-A-T. So I am Ukulele Kat. It's for kids. So the handle is Ukulele Kat, K-A-T, for kids. That's both on Instagram and YouTube, Ukulele Kat for Kids, where we teach ukulele to kids, and then also music concepts through songwriting. And then there's also a puppet, which is a really fun addition to it. But this puppet is really, really special. It was built by some friends of ours, one of whom is a puppeteer on Sesame Street.
Yay.
And it's just a really magical world that we're building. So we're working really, really hard on that right now. And it's just, it's going to be good. So yeah, Ukulele Kat for Kids. And those are my main things. Yeah, you can find me both those places.
I'm so excited to see more Ukulele Kat for Kids with the puppet, and to see just more of your content that you're putting out every week. It's really excellent stuff. So if you don't already follow Kathryn, what the heck is you doing? You gotta go follow Kathryn on everything. What the heck? Thank you so much for coming on here today, having a good old New York chat with me. It's been such a blast. Thank you all for watching at home. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Viggy Talks, and be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the stuff you do to support a YouTube channel, and stick around to see who I interview next. Bye-bye!